Cool.
How's it going?
It's great. Where are you coming out of?
I'm in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. It's where my dad was born. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. So he joined the Air Force, fell in love, and here we are. So there you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's great to meet you. Thank you for taking a minute out. And I'd love to begin our conversation before we get into your life as a podcaster and AI and all of those wonderful topics. Begin with, we're in April, 4 years ago, everything stopped. We had a pandemic, everything changed our lives. How did you get through it? And how did it change you?
I was in Brooklyn, New York, and it was definitely a very tough time for me because my family was out in California. My partner's family was out in Connecticut, so they were close, but not super close. And it was really a time to reevaluate like what was important to me and what was important in my life. It also was an opportunity for me to figure out if I liked Brooklyn, if this is where I wanted to be. And I feel like a pandemic, like anything, like really forces you to like evaluate what's important to you, what do you need in your surroundings and your family and your friends. And I think it really left me with a sense of purpose and priority and like what I want to be pursuing for the rest of my life.
So speaking of this pursuit, I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders at career day, and one of the kids says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer that child?
That's a great question. I use technology to make your life better. I use it to make you feel like you're having the best day every day.
So how do you explain that to me?
I would say that I am using AI and software to help you optimize your life. So, really helping you plan your best day every day by understanding what you're doing with your time, how are you productive, what's important to you, and helping you visualize that on a calendar.
I almost feel like when I talk about AI today, we're so close to it. It's almost like talking to an IBM programmer in like 1981. Like, what are your thoughts? Where are we going to go? Like, there's all of these the waves of optimism, but there's this uncertainty. So when you boil down AI right now in 2024, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about where it's at and where it's going?
I think AI is the most transformative technology that's out there today, and it's going to transform every industry that you can possibly think of, from vertical farming to construction to any sort of desk job, marketing, music composition. AI tools and AI is just a tool, is going to affect every industry that's out there. And so I think it's really important for everyone who's listening to work on your AI literacy, which doesn't mean that you have to understand how AI works. It just means that you need to understand how to use these tools that are out there.
So what did you want to be in the third grade? What was your dream?
Ooh, when I was in the third grade, I really, for a long time, wanted to either be a pop singer or work in the government,
Okay.
like as like a senator or something. And I've
Okay.
moved away from that. Although I used to like coding too, so it's funny. I kind of wanted to be all the things.
Yeah. So take me back to your childhood. Where were you born and raised, and how did these seeds of getting into technology and helping people's lives, how did all this grow into who you are today?
I grew up in the heart of the Silicon Valley. I was in San Jose, California. I grew up there. I started coding when I was really young. I was 8 years old. I think that is like third grade. And I
Yeah.
remember my school had this programming class called Logo. And Logo is like literally just a computer science language for kids where you had this turtle and you would tell the turtle what to do. The turtle could build like snowflakes or houses, and you would just give it commands and it would follow them. And I fell in love. I thought this was the coolest thing ever. I was like, wow, I understand how this turtle thinks and I know how to make the turtle do things for me. And I was like, if this is programming, I could do this for the rest of my life. And so that's really how my like love for computer science started. I kind of pursued that all through middle and high school and decided to take that with me to college. And really, that's how I got started in the tech space.
Who's been a hero for you?
My parents, they have sacrificed so much their entire young adult lives to give me every opportunity they could possibly think of. My dad also works in tech, but he's more of an electrical engineer, and my mom was a kindergarten teacher. And so they've always like instilled this value of like hard work, education, and chasing your dreams. And I really couldn't have done it without them.
So if you could meet anybody alive on the planet right now that you find inspiring or innovative, who would that be? Who would you love to meet and talk to?
I would like to talk to Satya Nadella. I worked at Microsoft, but I never got a chance to meet him. But I think he's doing some amazing things right now in terms of both acquisitions from Microsoft, changing the strategy around Microsoft's long term growth, and then also doing some really cool things with AI.
Do you think we've hit a ceiling with AI as humans with where we can go with technology?
No, definitely not. I think
Okay.
there is so much more to be done with AI. Like everyone thinks AI, that generative AI right now is like, oh, this is like the future of artificial intelligence, and we're about to like create general intelligence, but general intelligence is still like I think very far away, and we are still there's still a lot to be done before then. I
Yeah.
also think there's some really cool things happening with space, but space is not my space.
Yeah. Right, right. So what is the motivation for you every day to get up to do this work, to be as focused on technology and AI and helping people? What is that for you?
I really started working on my company, Smarty, because I wanted to build it for myself. So, Smarty is this AI powered executive assistant. It's really like the sidekick that helps me optimize my life. And I started building it for myself because I was like, I know that this is the future of AI. This is the future of productivity. And it gets me out of bed every day because I'm like, I want to help build this future. And if I can't do it through my own company, then I would probably go and make this happen at a company that has the same vision as me.
So what's been one of your favorite client success stories so far?
I have a customer, Alice. She used to be a director of marketing. She runs her own marketing agency now. And in her own words, Smarty saves her hours every week and can take an hour of work that she used to have to get done and do it in minutes. So I love hearing that. I want to make that happen for more of our customers.
So you got a lot of really good books back there. What was the seminal book in your life growing up that you either revisit or made a profound impact on you?
Oh, that's a great question. What's a book that I revisit? Um, Well, in the startup space, there are two books that I read a lot. So, Zero to One by Peter Thiel. I think it's just a really good handbook on how you start from nothing and go to an idea that finds product market fit, is profitable. So, I've always really loved that book as a startup book. Um, I also have another startup book, but like as a kid, I really liked The Golden Compass, the trilogy. I thought it was like the first book that really taught me like you have to question authority and that you can't trust adults and you have to really like figure out for yourself what is the right or wrong thing. So that was always a book that I like love and I have read it as an adult.
So if you had a dream tonight and ran into a much younger version of you, let's say 16, and you could give that young version of you a piece of advice based on the life you've led, the wisdom you've gained, what advice would you give your young self?
It's a great question. And if I could go back to my 16-year-old self, I would tell them to be brave and to take risks and chase their dreams and to not be worried about what other people think or external validation. At the end of the day, all that matters is your own internal compass.
So what are you the proudest of everything you've done and evolved into? What are you the proudest of?
I'm really proud of Smarty. It has been a long journey. It is my baby. I've been working on it since 2018, and really, it's only now, like in 2024, starting to really come to life.
So if a time machine pulls up in front of your house when we get off this call and you can go anywhere, either in anywhere in the past to see one event in human history or anywhere in the future, where are you going to go?
I would go towards the future. I am a tech optimist. I think we are on the verge of some really great tech revolutions. And I'm kind of sad that I am as old as I am because I really want to see where all of the AI transformative technology is going to go.
Yeah. So everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, clients, colleagues, but you run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
I like to think of myself as an optimist that is also a go getter.
Are you a Mac or a Windows person?
I'm a Mac person, although
Okay.
I worked at Microsoft.
I was trying to sniff that out. Yeah. So if anyone wants to reach out, hire you, learn more about you, anything about your world, where do they go?
Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm always happy to chat and give advice or give you an onboarding of Smarty. That's the best place to connect with me.
Excellent. This has been so great. I'm glad we could reconvene after, the February was the original. I'm glad we got here in the spring. So thank you so much. Best of luck. Keep doing the great work.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I appreciate your patience with me.